Hey, hey, hey. I am back home after an amazing trip. Uh, one thing, um, one thing I'll say is this. I have definitely gotten, um, okay, so I've always been the type that can look at situations and try to find the silver lining. But, it's something even more amazing, that God is doing is helping me to continue to look at things from His perspective. It helps me to not get so angry at certain situations. But and I made a post and I was saying how um, my bus was late, and basically, what is that? You know how you go away for a while and then you come back and you see your kids done did something in your absence, and they know that you're gonna notice. It's just like they don't care. Anyway, so but yeah, so I was able to really speak into a, I say young lady, she's really not that much younger than me, but I've just always been mature for my age, as far as my mindset and the way that I think, despite popular belief, or unpopular belief, I should say, because popular belief actually thinks I'm mature for my age. Unpopular belief doesn't. But that's neither here nor there. Um, but yeah, and so, she just was, letting me know about the situation she was going through. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, my mind didn't even go to the business and offering her that. My mind just went straight to, let me encourage her. I don't know you. I don't know the details of the situation. But at the end of the day, none of that matters because I can clearly see that you're in pain. And so, I just began to speak life into her and just let her know it's going to be just fine. And, I have something, and just asking her questions, and the coach in me came out just like, how can I help this woman? How can I help her to know that she should not give up? She should keep pressing towards the mark because it's all going to break. It's going to get better. And so that's, what I pretty much spent the whole ride of the bus doing. That's a 12-hour ride, y'all. Most of the ride doing is just letting her know, like, hey, this is it. And then, and then I did eventually start letting her know about the business. And, but even if it was never for the business, just for me having the opportunity to speak to her and encourage her so that she didn't give up. That was my biggest thing. And that's why I love this so much, is because it gives me the opportunity to not only help women become financially fit and physically fit, but it also helps me, it gives me the opportunity to help them mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And those are the 5 areas that I focus on anyway, especially when it comes to single mothers. Because I started to realize that I have a lot of people in my life who love me, and I'm blessed. Everyone doesn't have that. But then I also realized that a lot of the people in my life had no idea what I was dealing with just recently until I opened my mouth and said something. Then they were able to pour back into me. But how many people, how many women, how many single mothers don't have people to pour back into them? All they have is people who are sucking them dry, telling them what they can and can't do, telling them what they're never going to be able to do because of the choices that they made. Or the minute that they make a mistake, all hell breaks loose because the world is just going to end as we know it. Because, oh my gosh, God forbid that we actually see you, the single mother, as a human. Let us not provide grace because you laying down on top of yourself basically just means that you forfeit any right to forgiveness or grace or mercy because your choice means you're damned to hell. Like, that's really the way that people come at single mothers or mothers who have children out of wedlock, even if you're not single and even if you're with the child's father. Let's condemn you to hell because you made a mistake. No, no. Stop that right now. Because I'll share my story. And it's probably going to get a little real as I'm waiting for my baby girl to get home. Because you know I'm excited. I got one of them, but she fell asleep on me. Let me show y'all before I get too deep into this. You see how she fell asleep on me? Give me that bottle. I don't wake up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She don't like when I wipe her mouth, but I said, you have milk all over your face, girl. But yeah. Anyway, came home, went to sleep on me. So now I'm waiting for the other one who actually stay up, and then the older girls are coming home too. So anyway, but yeah. So I got pregnant at 16. I got pregnant at 16. There was a lot of disappointment. I was in my junior year of high school. And a lot of people came out of their mouths and told me, your life is over. Your life is over. Basically just began telling me what I would never be able to do and never accomplish and all of this other stuff because I had gotten pregnant so young. And so, not only did I not accept that, but my father didn't either. So, fast forward to just before I was going to have her, I was due in January. And so I had the first half of the year to get my stuff together. I had to get all of my credits. Thankfully, because I went to ECA, which is an kind of like a second high school in all arts concentration, that gave me additional credits than what I needed towards my high school diploma. And so when I paired that with the fact that I just needed, the 4 years of English and blah, 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 I was able to take all of the classes that I needed to graduate the first half of my senior year. So I actually graduated early from high school and still went to prom, still walked across the stage of graduation, but I graduated early and then just went to ECA toward the end of the second half of the year. So I had her and I was bringing her with me to finish out that second schooling so that I could get the rest of the credits for that as well. So, there's that. People told me I would never graduate high school, that I was going to have to go to Polly McCabe High School, or that I was going to have to go to adult ed because I would never finish high school. There's that. Okay, so fast forward to now. Here I have started college, and I get pregnant again. Then I get married. That marriage fails. I get pregnant again and enter into a 5-year abusive relationship. Was it 5? Yes, it was 5. Oh, she woke up. You woke up. Oh, you woke up, little butterball. So, 5-year abusive relationship. And we're like, again, oh, crud, girl. I know, but I can't just yeah. Let's just take this off of you. My mistakes had condemned me, or were trying to. My past was trying to control my future at that point. And so, I started my bachelor's. I started going back to school. And again, the consensus was, you're never going to finish that. You have 3 kids. Like, are you crazy? Just go and get your, just rest back, fall back on your CNA license and just do that. I completed a 4-year degree in 3 with a full-time job with 3 kids. I had a whole lot of help from my family, yes, but at the end of the day, you could have all the help in the world, but if you don't have the drive to do anything, the help is not going to matter, because you're not going to do anything. Because the people can help you, but they're not going to hold a gun to your head and say, you're going to do this. So there's that. Started the business about 6 months before I finished my degree requirements. And when I tell y'all, if I had never heard before of what I wasn't gonna do or couldn't do or didn't have the ability to do or blah, 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 I probably would have quit. Like 2 months in. Despite seeing success, still would have quit. But by me pushing through the high school diploma, and especially the bachelor's degree, that started to create a I am not going to quit mentality in me. And so looking back on the past almost 5 years in this business, most people would have quit. Most people would have saw what I've gone through in building this, and their perspective would be, well, you didn't reach the goal that you set for yourself, so why not quit? Not seeing the prior to that I had been in other companies and never made a single dime. It didn't make me a better person. It didn't make me a leader. I didn't learn anything from anybody I was attached to in those other companies, because I was a number and I was left alone. But this is the kind of environment I'm in now, to where my soul and my relationship with God and me being a good person and operating from a place of integrity means more to my leaders than me making money or me being a spot on their chart for their promotion. They care more about my mindset getting right and more about me healing as a person and becoming whole than that. Now that we've gotten to that point, oh yes, now we're gonna push towards these goals that you said you wanted, but we had to get all that other stuff out of the way, because they knew if I would have pushed through and pursued that before I had taken the time to get all that other stuff and that other clutter out of the way, it would have fallen apart. And I can tell you now, not having it, to me, is not as hurtful as getting it and then losing it. Because a lot of times, if you don't have it, you don't really necessarily know what you're missing. But to have it and then to have it snatched away, that hurts. I have been there. That hurts. So yeah, like, instead of me getting upset about the fact that the bus was late and all of this other stuff like that, and complaining and carrying on, like, I just felt so blessed at the opportunity because if I would have gotten on the bus when I was supposed to get on the bus, I would have missed her, because her bus was scheduled to be later and we ended up on the same bus. And I was able to speak life into her and to let her know to keep going. So no matter what, even if you never join me, keep going. Don't stop. Don't give up. All's going to be just fine. And a lot of times, even when I'm like doing that and I'm speaking into someone else's life, is helping me. Because 9 times out of 10, it applies to me too. Like now, I know it sounds like I'm talking to you, girl, but I'm really talking to me too. So it was just an amazing weekend overall. Learning even more about servant leadership and having that giving heart, to give generously and just growing me as a person, as a human, like as a genuinely authentic and good person. That's what this weekend was about. Yes, we got amazing business tips and advice and stuff like that. But what I took away from the weekend was I'm growing. I'm growing. How can I be a better person? Because that's the legacy that I want to leave my children. Sure, leaving them an inheritance and all of that is awesome. That's a great goal. But I also mainly want them to see me being the best person and the best mom that I can be so that they can they can use that example. I'd much rather you be a great person than to have all of this money I leave you and do absolutely nothing with it except be selfish and stingy. So it was really about values this weekend and just like, and not only that, but like really changing how I view myself and what I settle for and what I'm worth, and finding the balance between this false humility that a lot of us have and the overly conceited confidence. Just finding that balance to say, okay, you know your worth, but still remaining humble, to know that everything that comes your way that's good and great is a gift. Each day is a gift. Like, although you have the hiccups. So, I can't explain the shift that I experienced this weekend, the growth that I experienced this weekend. It was definitely like a supernatural grow up, glow up, whatever you want to call it. But the hunger and the passion that flooded back in from me, not even just to work this business, not even just to work my other business, but the passion that came from me to just like do, like I got excited about life again. I got excited to live again. I got excited to see myself on the other side of the goals and how happy my kids are going to be when they have what I told them we were going to have. How much better they are going to be from me following through on the example I'm trying to set. And so that I'm going to set. And really just not even about proving other people wrong, but proving God so right. And just unapologetically living my truth and my purpose without caring what people think, because at the end of the day, they don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in. That's not to say do not seek and listen to wise counsel. But you have to know who God has placed in your life as the wise counsel and who he did not. Who's just there to put seeds of doubt and fear into your mind and your spirit. Because they'll come as the guise of meaning well. And they really don't. And some don't even know that they're not meaning well. Or that they're not doing you any good. And they're doing more harm than good. They don't even know. That doesn't mean hate them or whatever. No, that just means you should know and take whatever it is you need from them out of what they're saying and spit out the rest. And if you're spitting it all out, okay then. So, that is all I have to say at the moment. I forgot what did I even title this. What did I title this? Could somebody tell me what the title of this was? Huh? Do you remember? I don't remember. Let me see if I can put it up on my other phone. Because I totally forgot. I'm just not even gonna lie. Y'all excuse my face. I really have a hard time checking my facial expressions sometimes. So yeah, as I say, my mouth has that meme that says my mouth has been delivered, but it's my facial expressions I haven't. I'm there. Oh, Chosen. Okay, because this is exactly not where I was going with this. Okay, so I'm glad I read the title so I can get back on track. So the reason why I titled this Chosen, and this will be the last that I say before I get off, is because of this. I wanted to speak about rejection. There's a lot of times where, and especially I'll speak from a single moms. Jaleel, go open the door. Oh, actually, I don't think he's here. I think he wants to see the neighbors. So you're gonna hear some noise. It's gonna get a little loud. They have not seen me since Thursday. Coming. Yeah. Oh, you heard her? Ew, she ain't even gotta touch me.
Mommy!
She ain't even gotta touch me.
I got my own pick with you, dog.
It was ill. She gotta touch the ill.
You can't leave without actually knowing if we actually...
But I did know.
She called her.
And her phone, she left. We'll talk about that because I'm on live
You
right now.
don't ever leave me.
We on live. We on live right now, but
Is Rainy here?
no, she's on her way. Kylie's upstairs on the bed.
Our cousin is a brat, I swear.
Go ahead.
She tried to break my laptop
Go.
and my tablet.
I'm on live.
What's for dinner?
I'm on live. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, he's next door. Anyhow. They ain't seen her since Thursday either. So anyway, like I was saying, dealing with rejection. It's one thing having someone, and it's not even say that I didn't want this person, but being rejected. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Auntie. I totally forgot it was the 5th. It's my aunt's birthday, y'all. So I'll go get a little something later. You know she won't be here till tomorrow morning. She's going back home. But anyway, I'm gonna lock myself in the bathroom really quickly. So it's just, like I said, being rejected by the one you think you wanted, the one you think you needed. Just to kind of realize that you were in fact chosen by the one who has everything, who is everything. And so like I really was, messed up from time and time again, being rejected by the one I thought I wanted and needed. And, it might have been the same one, it might have been a different one. Like, no matter what, I had a hard time with rejection and abandonment and neglect because that was my life. For a while. That was my life. That was my life, even though that it didn't seem logical But in a 9-year-old's mind, that's what it was. That's truly, that was my truth. That's just it. It doesn't mean that my feelings were fake as a 9-year-old. It doesn't mean that they were, that they should have been swept under the rug. It just meant that's where they were, whether they were logical or not. And so I basically, go get Raina. So that was a hard thing for me. And so, but I realized, and I'm like, not only am I chosen by God, He values me, He's chosen me. He's chosen me. He's chosen to use me. He's chosen to give me an identity. But my kids also chose me to be their mother, to teach them daily right from wrong, to give them an example that I didn't have. Those are, being chosen by God and them means 1,000 times more to me than being chosen by a man who really is not mine anyway. Because that also, in the sense of that, of me resting in that and walking in that, I'm then able to wait it out till God sends His best to choose me. Not someone who is like that. Like, I don't want anybody who's that close, but yet there's something I still have to compromise on. Because there's the guy out there for me who I don't have to compromise on anything, because God is just going to match us so perfectly that it's all just going to be there. To where I'll be prepared to sacrifice and compromise certain things and won't have to. Especially because I'm being a lot more reasonable when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, so that's what I want to talk about, chosen, and that rejection. You can either fear rejection or you can fear God. Pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. I love y'all. I'm going to go love on my babies. I can promise you I won't be back on tonight. Because that's what I'll be doing. Going to get them dinner and loving on them for the rest of the night and getting this homework done. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Be blessed. Live in and stand on your truth.